Hello everyone, my name is Kenmei and welcome to Project Resplendent, a series of videos where I give early units in Fire Emblem Heroes a Resplendent treatment based on your suggestions, so feel free to leave a few suggestions in the comments. And this time around, as promised last time, we have our second Resplendent from Hel, and it is Quan. I think since we got Sigurd, this particular Resplendent has been quite expected, so I can't wait to see what Quan really look like in the real game. But as for the Resplendent, inspiration-wise, it was not that hard to find what I wanted to go with. And for one simple reason, I think you can understand. It's, his pal Eldigan and Sigurd both have Resplendence from Hel, so it wasn't that hard to pick them as my main inspiration. But I still came back to Hel and Liv, like OG Liv, not Realm Liv, to make sure that I wasn't getting too far away from the original Hel aesthetic. And so, design-wise, I think what was most important with the design was trying to find the right balance between making Hel Quan fit between Hel Eldigan and Hel Sigurd, but still having a few distinctive traits. And that would basically boil down to what the original Quan has as quirks. His pauldrons are more pronounced, and instead of this tunic, he has a bit more of a jacket. And so I've tried to keep that in both the length of the various, I guess they are made of leather, this kind of black leather that covers the body. I've tried to make that slightly less long than with Sigurd and Eldigan. He's basically going to look like a triangle, aside from the cape. And let me tell you, the cape is going to be magnificent. But other than that, the design wasn't as hard. I had a few interrogations with the wrists part, how the sleeves would look like, if they would look like more like Sigurd, more like Eldigan, if I could manage to find something in between. And since I couldn't, I basically went with what Sigurd has, but with a little twist, because you know me. I think the hardest thing to design here wasn't the actual armor, it was just the patterns in the fabric of the leather. Because if you look at Hel aesthetic, you can see those, I wouldn't say sketched, but they are, you can see the patterns in the leather, and I think this is what makes the Hel Resplendent both magnificent and quite hard to nail. And as you have noticed, I have kept a version of Quan without the second pair of pauldron, just to make sure I remember what it looks like. One of the biggest struggles I had was how to translate his, I don't know how to call it, the little thingy, the little white thingy that the three of them have. And I try to go with a mix of what Sigurd has and what Eldigan has. Working with Hel is not easy. And so, color-wise, it's not going to be a very long video this time around. I had to check, but I think Quan's main color, aside from black and white, is yellow. And so, if it is yellow, the undertones are going to be yellow. And you might notice the little sash around the belt. I just noticed while doing the colors that I had forgotten the little thingy that hangs from Quan's belt, and I was like, I need to find something. And this sash, I think, is the only thing I've taken from someone else than Hel, Sigurd, and Eldigan, being Raven. Raven, you give me inspiration, so props on that. And so with that said, we're going to flash forward with the line And as I said, it was really challenging to work with the Hel design because most of the design is going to go with the lines, and you can make some of it from the shading, but the patterns and also the hand on the belt that is reminiscent of or the original leaf design, yeah, that requires a bit of care. And one little last thing, I couldn't resist making it that we can actually kind of make Quan's abs, because I know that some people are thirsty for him, so I know why fan service would only be for girls, right? Now the line is done, and you can maybe already guess, but the cape, I think, is one of the highlights of this Resplendent, even though this shouldn't be. But I think it all came out really well. It wasn't that hard to go with the colors and all that shtick. And the shading, once again, I've tried a few things to make it both quicker and more elaborate, and I think that it gave Quan quite a superbness. Of course, with the shading, you have to go with something really contrasted, at least for the leather, because, you know, leather can shine and bright like diamonds. Sorry for the reference, but yeah, the Hel leather shines a lot, and so this is why he almost turns out black and white again. But I made sure that it was more nuanced. And overall, I think I don't have that much to add aside from the thirstiness of those abs. I actually tried to go find some reference because I'm bad at doing abs, so I hope they are going to be satisfactory enough for you. And with that, this is already the end for this Resplendent. Thank you oh so much for watching this video. I don't know who the next Resplendent is going to be, but the next Resplendent is going to be our second GHB unit. And I really hope he hasn't been already announced, otherwise I'm going to be sad, because it's going to be Muspel Michaelis. I can't wait to work on that. I already have a bit of inspiration from there, so I guess it's going to be very fun. So again, thank you for watching this video, thank you for sharing, and until next time, take good care of yourselves, everyone. Bye bye!